at Foot Body Soul. Today we'll be going through dry needling and its benefits on pain and function of soft tissue. So dry needling is the insertion of an acupuncture needle into a myofascial trigger point. This is a tender spot that's found in the soft tissue that can cause pain to be triggered elsewhere. Today we have Georgia, who will be volunteering for dry needling, and will be dry needling her calf muscles in both legs. To show you how we can increase the function of the calf muscles after a dry needling session, I'm going to have Georgia do a lunge test. This will show us how flexible her calf muscles are, and it will show us if there's any change after the dry needling to help improve the function and the flexibility. So I'm going to get Georgia to get into a lunge position with both feet pointing straight towards the wall, and we'll start by getting her really nice and close to the wall, and then we'll get Georgia to touch her knee to the wall without lifting the back of the heel. So Georgia's done this pretty easily, so we'll get Georgia to move back just a fraction and try again. Now we'll continue to do this until we get the lifting of the heel. So one more time, and as you can see, Georgia's heel's already lifting, so we know that we can then measure the spot just before the heel lifts. So Georgia, move forward just a little bit more for me. Yep. And as you can see, the heel's not lifting just here. So this is the spot that we're going to measure. Okay, so now we're going to dry needle Georgia's calf muscles. So the first thing we do when we dry needle is we try and find these trigger points, so these knots in the muscle that are going to be quite tight, and that's exactly where we're going to needle. So right now I'm just having a feel, and Georgia, if you can just tell me when it gets quite tender, and that's where we'll pop those needles. Yeah. About there?
Yeah, there, yeah.
Not a problem, and I'll just have a feel over here.
Yeah, there's quite sore.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to do both heads of the gastroc, so the calf muscles. Is it a bit sore in there too, Georgia?
Yeah.
And then we'll have a feel on this side. So we're just finding those really tight
There is quite
spots.
sore.
Yeah. And about here.
Yeah.
It's quite easy to find the spots on Georgia. So now that we've found those tight spots, I'm going to just put an alcohol wipe over them just to prevent any bugs or germs getting in when we dry needle. Okay, so now we're going to start inserting these needles into Georgia's calf muscles. And then what we'll do is demonstrate just how they can benefit Georgia when she does her lunge test. So because we're really hitting those spots today, these are going to be quite tender, but afterwards usually there's quite a bit of benefit. So when we're needling, what it does is it actually causes all the blood vessels to expand in the legs, and this can actually flush out any inflammatory or pain cells that are present that are causing this pain and discomfort in the soft tissues. What it can also do is stimulate the nerves local around those tight spots, which can just help with muscles activating, and that's how it can help with the lunge test too. So this one has caused a bit of a twitch response, which is a really good reaction from the muscle as well, and that's probably why that one felt a little bit more tender, but it means we're going to get a really good localized response into the muscle. So we're going to leave these needles in for at least 5 minutes. Georgia's going to feel quite a dull ache, and it usually refers all the way down into the heels, and that's the normal referral of pain for the calf muscles as well.
So now that the needles have been in for the 5 minutes, we've started taking them out. And what we always recommend after dry needling is that our client drinks lots of fluid and remains hydrated. And sometimes a hot bath or shower can really help with the recovery after the dry needling. So now we are going to do the lunge test again to demonstrate the effectiveness dry needling has on the activation of the muscle. So as you can see already, Georgia's already gotten about 1 centimetre further back. And it's just starting to lift now, which is wonderful. So yeah, it's about 3 centimetres instead of the previous 2 centimetres on the other lunge test. So we'll just do the other leg and we'll see how much better that one is. And that's really good. So as you can see, that heel's only just starting to lift. So there's definitely an increase in that calf muscle activation post dry needling treatment.